Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at Moff Gideon from the Star Wars Black Series. Now, as always, if you like this video and want to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's free, and it really helps out the channel. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy's packaging. Here it is. As you can see, it is in the newer style Black Series box. Nice big window here on the front, as well as an image of the character here on the side. When you flip it onto the back, that same image is repeated again, as well as a brief description. And of course, if you'd like to read that, you can go ahead and just pause the video. So overall, pretty standard stuff. So let's go ahead and get back to the figure itself here. Now, Moff Gideon stands at about 5 3/4 inches tall, so he's about in scale with all of your other Black Series figures, and he does come with several accessories. The first one here is his cape, which I've got on the figure. It's got really nice sculpt work on it. It really does feel like it's draped over the figure, which I really like. And then, of course, it just plugs in on his back, and it's got a nice red paint job here on the inside. We'll leave this off for the rest of the review so I can talk about the articulation. His next accessory is the Dark Saber, and this is really well done here. Nice sculpt work on the handle there, and then they've done a really nice job with the effect on the blade, or at least I think as good as they can do in plastic. It's got a painted stripe here on the side, and then the actual blade itself is sort of slightly translucent. It's kind of in a cloudy white plastic, which I think looks good. And then of course it is removable if you wanted just the hilt. So I think they did a really nice job with this accessory, especially with an effect that is kind of this hard to capture, in plastic. His final accessory is this blaster pistol here. No paintwork or anything on it, but it is nicely sculpted, and it does fit into the holster here on Gideon's sort of side here. It fits in there nicely. Now, as far as articulation on this figure goes, there are a couple problems, and we'll talk about them, but overall it is fairly well done. So here in the head, he has a single ball peg in the head, and then a ball peg at the base of the neck. But because he's got a collar on his shirt, you're really not going to get a ton of motion out of that bottom peg. And just because of the way they designed the ball peg up here in the head, you don't get a great range of motion out of there. So it is very limited actually in the head, which is a little disappointing. It's not so limited that you can't get any poses out of the figure, but it's enough that when you're posing the figure, you definitely notice, which is definitely disappointing. One thing that they did do a nice job on, though, as always, is the face printing tech. For a figure at this scale, I think they do a really amazing job. Here at the shoulder, he has ball hinges, and this is the second problem with the articulation. As you can see here, they've decided to mount the shoulder pads to the actual arm. And on this side, it collides with his chest piece, and on this side, you can kind of force it up over the top to get more articulation. But I would kind of be wary to push this much further than this, because I don't want to actually rip the shoulder pad off or permanently change the shape of the shoulder pad. I really wish that Hasbro had just mounted these here to the shoulder and then left it free floating so that we would get more articulation. It definitely impacts your ability to pose this figure overall. They do still swivel 360. He does have hinged elbows with a swivel there, decent range of motion there. On this wrist, he's got a hinge and a swivel, and the hinge is running this way through the hand, and on this side here, the hinge is running this way through the hand, which is good for any character that you're going to be posing with a lightsaber. He does have what feels like either a single or double ball peg here at the torso. Excellent range of motion there. Absolutely no complaints. He does have T-jointed hips, nice range of motion out to the side and forward, which is really nice. And then of course this is soft, so it doesn't get in the way. He does have a thigh swivel. He's got hinged knees with a swivel, excellent range of motion there, definitely enough for posing. And then he's got hinged ankles with an ankle rocker. So overall, this figure does have two what I would consider to be fairly serious articulation problems, but honestly, I don't care. The overall silhouette and design of this character is amazing, and I think Hasbro's done a really nice job of capturing the figure. And fortunately for us, he's not the most, I guess, agile character, so you're not going to be doing any poses that are too crazy over the top. So I imagine that most people will be able to kind of pose around the limitations. So overall, I definitely recommend this figure. I think he looks amazing and I love the character, so I definitely recommend that you add it to your collection. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you later.